So, yeah. Now moving on. To our next film that is an Amazon Prime original. We're talking Sound of Metal. That's right, Sound of Metal. Directed by Darius Marder, and it stars Riz Ahmed. So, if you don't know who Riz Ahmed is, he was actually in Rogue One. He starred in Rogue One. He stars in Nightcrawler. Quality actor. And after this film, I was like, oh, okay, so this guy's actually really amazing. So let's go over what Sound of Metal is about. It's about a heavy metal drummer named Ruben, played by Riz Ahmed, who not slowly, but loses his hearing. He becomes deaf. So it becomes kind of impossible for him to continue, heavy metal drumming, because you kind of need to hear for that. So, yeah, now if you're looking at the trailer or the cover of this is nothing like Whiplash, like I originally thought. And I feel like a decent amount of people thought. It's nothing like that. Now, is it just as good as Whiplash? Whiplash is a spectacular movie, but this one's close. This is an intense drama with very heavy emotional scenes that are quite hard to watch at times. But, you're talking about a guy kind of living his dream of heavy metal drumming, and then he loses that ability, like, instantaneously, which is hard to watch on one hand, but then he has other demons in his past that he has to deal with, and some of his decisions and actions in the film are also just like, they're just devastating. But what this film does very differently and very fascinating and well done is that the film kind of simulates actual deafness, which is really cool. Now, I watched this film with headphones on, and I feel like that's definitely the prime way to watch this one, because it really kind of makes you feel like you're going deaf if you have headphones on. I don't know how it was in a theater, if you watch it in a theater or have a surround sound system or just on a basic television, but if you could watch this with headphones on, do it, because it starts a bit gradually and has like a constant ringing in your ears during one scene, and it reminded me of, like, what tinnitus I would feel like, constant ringing in your ears, and then eventually just completely, like, your hearing just kind of like cuts out. And it's like, oh shit, and like everything's like very mumbled, and like you can't tell what anyone's saying, but like you can tell that they're speaking. It's very unique. Now, it doesn't happen for the long haul. It doesn't happen throughout the whole film because, the guy's deaf. No, just at certain scenes where it's absolutely perfectly effective and emotionally heavy. It's used. There's certain scenes where it's used where I'm just like, whoa. Like, really intense, basically. So, what did this film do well? Well, it does a lot, incredibly well. Like I said, the sound design of the simulation of deafness is unlike, I don't think I've really experienced anything like it before, unless, I guess maybe a few times with, like, war films when, like, a fucking mortar shell hits and, like, your ears ring and like the character's ears ring, like Saving Private Ryan or something, like the beginning scene of Saving Private Ryan. But, like, nothing on this level of Sound of Metal. So, yeah, like I said, watch with headphones if you can. The performance by Riz Ahmed in this film is spectacular. I'm honestly I'm talking like best of the year. I think he needs to be nominated for an Oscar for best lead actor in a film, because he's incredible. Like, I'm kind of racking my brain right now, and I'm like, yeah, probably the best performance of the year out of an actor. Really good. Like, he should steal the show because he's the lead role, but like, he carries the film. He's so good. I feel like without his performance, this film's nothing. But yeah, like, he sells certain scenes and his just the the look on his face and the way he's reacting is so believable. It's quite incredible. I was really impressed by his performance. It was really good. Like I said, the film is very hard to watch at times. It's not a happy film. It's honestly quite depressing at times. I feel like it's in that similar genre of like watch it once and I'm kind of good, like a 12 Years a Slave or Requiem for a Dream or something like that, where it's like, whoa, like this is a really great experience and an incredible film, but like this is really heavy and like honestly like whoa, like kind of it's depressing, but it still has a really good message to it though. Especially in its revealed to you at the end, has a really good, solid ending. And it's not, it's like a bittersweet ending. It's not incredibly depressing, but it's an ending that calls back to like a thing, like a piece of dialogue that Riz Ahmed's character is having with another character. Excuse me, I'm burping. It's the coffee. But it's the ending that calls back to what has happened like towards the middle of the film. And it like, the message of the film kind of gets revealed to you. And it's like, oh, this is a film about recognizing what's actually important in life and trying not to be misguided in achieving or obtaining those things that are actually important. And Ruben's character does eventually find that at the very end, which I thought was very cool. And it was a very beautiful, bittersweet ending to it. And I really liked that a lot. So, other than that, what does the film not do well? Well, nothing really. The film is incredible. I think it's shot really well. It's acted on an insane level. The dialogue and the scenes are written incredibly well. Riz Ahmed, again, sells those devastating scenes like I don't think a lot of actors could. The only critique I would have of the film is that it's not very rewatchable. Like, if you know what happens, like, you know what happens. There's really nothing to, like, enhance your experience if you watch it again. Like I said, like 12 Years a Slave or Requiem for a Dream, they're not really films that are incredibly rewatchable. Like, I don't see myself rewatching this film unless I'm showing someone else. And, but I still think this is worth, like, if you haven't seen this film, watch it. Like, because it's amazing. Because it's for sure going to go into my top 10 of the year because it's that good. So with that said, does it have the movie magic? Yeah, it fucking does. It absolutely does because it's an incredible film. It's the best performance of the year, I think. It's a great emotional film. It takes you on an emotional ride that you really weren't prepared to take. And it leaves you in a place it leaves you in a good place. It doesn't leave you emotionally devastated, which is important. So, yeah. Great film. Amazing performance, like I said. And, check it out. Sound of Metal. It's available on Amazon Prime. And I will be talking about this film again. Spoiler alert for a future list. Road to the top 10 of 2020. Spoiler again. Hello there. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you're unfamiliar with this channel, this is Nerd Out Sanctuary. I'm your host, Michael. What do I talk about, you say? Well, I talk about anything nerdy. So that's movies, video games, TV shows, comic books every once in a while. Books, maybe not, I don't know. Anything that I feel like talking about. I'm a huge nerd. I hope you're a huge nerd, and I hope we can enjoy our nerdiness together here. This is a full audio podcast available on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, the major podcast platforms. So consider going over to those and checking out the full version of the episode. And other past episodes, please leave me a review and subscribe on those platforms. If you don't want to do that, clipped, shorter versions of those full episodes will be posted here on YouTube. So consider subscribing and liking the videos for more to support me and future content that I will be producing in the future on nerdy stuff. So yeah, thank you, and see you on the next one.